This episode is in memory of Master Warrant Officer Wayne Nicholson, the Royal Canadian Regiment, Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, and the Royal Winnipeg Rifles. Wayne was a master sniper, one shot, one kill, without conscience, without remorse. They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. This picture is of Wayne being stared down by my granddaughter Stella, who was just a little over a year old at the time. She's the only one that could pull that off. I couldn't even do it. There's standard issue warning here. I deal with adult themes and the controlled application of violence. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to another perspective. This is entitled X Marks the Spot. A big shout out to one of my coworkers, Connie D, for the title of this episode. Connie, this is the way. Let me start off with giving a little kind of a brief on the military and professions like that deal in three-letter acronyms. You military folk out there will know these, but a lot of the civilians don't, so I'm going to throw a few at them. So when I say what I say, they will have an idea what I mean. Here's a brief glossary. An SME is a subject matter expert. LOD, if you hear that, that stands for line of departure. KZ, or Kilo Zulu, that stands for kill zone. LOE is the limit of exploitation. HMG is a heavy machine gun. Our M250 cal is an HMG. GPMG is a general purpose machine gun, and our C6 in the sustained fire role is a GPMG. I may or may not use these terms during this episode, but if you do hear them, then you'll have an idea what they mean. Today's subject is one that blends science and art. The science is ballistics, how a bullet propelled at high velocity and distance reacts to gravity, air resistance, wind, humidity, and temperature, thereby reaching the target and neutralizing, killing the target. The other side of this subject is the art side, the positioning required, the stealth, the art of camouflage and concealment. The hours of training needed to be even judged competent, never mind outstanding, is amazing. It's not an occupation for everyone, and it's certainly not for the faint of heart. And if you do have a limited time frame in which to be in this occupation, it's not for somebody my age, and I'm 63. And even 40-year-olds might have a bit of a time with it. What I'm speaking of is a sub-occupation of the infantry, and that is the sniper. Since a Canadian holds the record for the longest shot in the world at 3,540 meters, over 2 miles, I thought this might be a good topic to speak on. Number 4 and 5 places in the world also are held by Canadians. I have a limited knowledge about snipers. I fired the C3 sniper rifle. It shows you how old I am, but I am no expert in the subject of sniping. When I was a younger soldier in the 70s and 80s, sniping in the Army wasn't a big priority. Since I didn't have much of a clue about sniping, I reached out to a sniper SME. I sent him a list of questions, and he responded with some answers. He in turn chatted with one of his sniper colleagues to ensure correctness and staying within our arcs of fire. I'm going to warn you that some of the answers might be vague, and no names will be mentioned. So first things first, what is a sniper? What is the role of a sniper and why do snipers exist? Well, here's the answers as my SME contact gave them to me. The definition is the sniper is a highly trained infantryman who can work himself into an advantageous position, stay there for extended periods of time under difficult conditions, and kill selected enemy at long ranges. The role of the sniper. The role of the sniper is to defeat the enemy by bringing about his systematic destruction and reducing his will to fight by delivering long-range, precise fire by day and night in all weather conditions and in all operations of war. A secondary role of the sniper is the gathering of battlefield intelligence and the acquisition of targets for engagement by supporting arms. What it means is that snipers can cause the enemy to become hesitant or not willing to fight at all due to the long-range accurate fire snipers can bring down. The longest shot disrupted an insurgent attack in Iraq, saving the lives of many friendly soldiers. Try to imagine seeing one of your buddies drop dead from a gunshot wound and you don't even hear the shot. Snipers can also be assigned to target specific individuals. If my memory serves me correctly, Carlos Hathcock, a legend in the U.S. sniper community, was assigned to kill a North Vietnamese general who was a thorn in the side of the U.S. forces. Carlos succeeded. The thorn had been removed. You might take note of by day and night in all weather conditions and in all operations of war. With the innovations in night vision technology, thermal imagery, and stuff like that, snipers can now rain down fire on those who think darkness can hide them. All weather conditions, rain, snow, sleet, hail, arid hot conditions, and wind. Things may get problematic, but generally these soldiers can get it done. The secondary task of battlefield surveillance is one that snipers are ideally suited. Drones and RPVs are all fine, but the best source of information is a well-trained soldier watching and reporting on the enemy. They can send the information back to their headquarters, and the big brains can process the information and decide how to respond to the threats or maybe to initiate combat. One of the points I posed to him was this. I heard or read somewhere that an old sniper adage is, if you're not a good stalker, you better be a good shot. And if you're not a good shot, you'd better be a good stalker. Or something like that. I asked him, how true is that? And here's his answer. I haven't heard that before, but it makes total sense. Shooting and stalking are two totally different and important skills you have to be good at. Some are better than others in specific areas. So if your long-distance shooting game is weak, then that means you have to cut the distance from you to the target, and that means you've got to stalk in close, undetected, to improve your hit probability. Whereas, if your stalking skills are weak or you're inexperienced, being a good shot a longer distance cuts out a lot of the risk to you and your spotter. End quote. My next question was, how is a soldier selected to undergo sniper training? And what qualifications does a soldier need to be selected and undergo training to become a sniper? So here's his quote. Once a member is a basic recce patrolman qualified, he or she then can become part of a selection pool for the sniper platoon. Coordination is done between the recce platoon commander and the recce warrant and the unit master sniper to select members that are physically and mentally capable of taking on additional training such as the basic sniper course. Members must volunteer on their own accord to partake in the sniper course, and once they are identified, they will conduct additional screening through the BPSO, Base Personnel Selection Officer, and conduct a pre-sniper course. At the end of the pre-sniper course, final selections are made for candidates who show potential and then are placed on the basic sniper course actual. My next question was, could you describe generally the training a sniper undergoes? Quote, basic sniper training is no joke. It is one of the highest pass-to-fail ratio courses in the Canadian Armed Forces. And because of this, I am convinced that our snipers are among the highest skilled and disciplined in the world. Members selected for this course need to be physically fit and able to adapt to very stressful and demanding course schedules. Typical areas that are taught to basic snipers are judging distance, observation techniques, conventional range shooting, field firing, and stalking. And the culmination of these skills are assessed on a week-long tactical field training exercise. The basic sniper course requires new techniques and tactics that most soldiers prior to this course have not experienced. So all of the training is new, even to the more experienced soldier with other qualifications under their belt. Being able to adapt and overcome changes and setbacks is one of the greatest tools that the staff can tell the candidates. We find a lot of A-type personalities on the course that are not used to failing anything, and the basic sniper course is a humbling experience for most and is as much mentally challenging as it is physically. What kind of kit and weapons does a sniper need or use? And my contact said, I won't get into loadouts of a standard sniper det as different platoons outfit their members in different ways, and it is always mission specific. But typically a sniper det will have a medium to long range ballistic capability on any mission they go on. Each member also carries a personal protection weapon. As for the mission specific equipment, a sniper det usually carries long range optics, night visions, thermals, communication devices, still picture and video recording, equipment for an observation post, and ghillie suits, food, water, and ammunition. Very little of your own kit goes with you, as most of the mission essential kit takes up the usable space in your rucksack. So now we're going to talk about what kind of weapons our snipers carry and the weapon platforms available. One is the C-15 TAC 50 caliber BMG. The second one you'll see is the C-14 Timberwolf .338 caliber. The third one is the C-3 308 or 7.62 NATO if you like. And the fourth one is the C-20 308 automatic gas gun, they call it. The reason it's called a gas gun is because it uses the recoil of the gases produced by the weapon to recock itself and feed another round in the chamber, where the first three you heard, the 15, the 14, and the C3, are what are termed bolt guns, which means they're bolt action rifles. Another question I had was, what is the physical requirement PT-wise? And the answer is there isn't actually a hard assessed PT test for their basic sniper course, as most guys selected are fresh out of basic recce course or are in the recce platoon. In any case, recce platoon does not hold out of shape people, and that is so true. And then I asked, is there anything else you'd like to add? And here's his quote. One of the misconceptions of snipers is all we do is shoot people like in the movies. And while that is a very specific task of ours, but a significant portion of our job is observing and reporting and gathering battlefield intelligence. Snipers are a big contributor to the I-STAR picture, along with other assets helping to paint the picture to the higher chain of command. There are a lot of situations that we cannot influence with a bullet. Therefore, reporting accurate and precise data to commanders on the ground also helps shape the battle space in regard to allocation of assets and enablers. End quote. Another misconception is snipers always take headshots. The center of visible mass is usually the point of aim, not the head, which at 1,000 meters is really small. Please note the ISTAR, I-S-T-A-R, is a 5-letter acronym for Intelligence, Surveillance, Target Acquisition, and Reconnaissance. Another item I think I need to explain is the ghillie suit. Here's the definition. A ghillie suit is a type of camouflage clothing designed to resemble the background environment such as foliage, snow, or sand. Typically, it is a net or cloth garment covered in loose strips of burlap, cloth, or twine, sometimes made to look like leaves and twigs, and optionally augmented with scraps of foliage from the area. You don't build one of these overnight. It takes time to properly construct a ghillie suit. One of the skills that the infantry has, and more so for snipers, is the art of camouflage and concealment. Seeing without being seen, or how not to be seen, it is part art and part science. The ghillie suit provides cam and concealment to the sniper so they can accomplish their mission in whatever that might be. If you are properly camouflaged, you can literally reach out and touch someone that has no clue you're even close. So let's talk about Embrace the Suck. In my infantry segment, I introduced you to the concept of Embrace the Suck. Snipers don't just embrace it, they welcome it. In fact, there's quite a few soldiers who embrace the suck wholeheartedly, and they get it done and they get it over with. Modern sniper weapons aren't off-the-rack ones you might purchase at a sporting goods store. They are manufactured to exacting specifications and are now built from the ground up as sniper weapons. Some good examples of modern sniper weapons are the C-15 TAC-50 and the Timberwolf that chambers the .338 Lapua round. At one time, sniper weapons were selected from the rifle the troops carried and modified to be a sniper weapon. There's some examples: the Enfield, the M1903 Springfield, and the M1 Garand were all battle rifles, with some being modified to be sniper rifles. The Soviet Mosin Nagant 1891/30 rifle was also adapted to be a sniper weapon and was used to deadly effect on the Eastern Front in World War II. The Soviet Dragunov was the sniper weapon the Soviets used. It's a semi-automatic, which was unusual. At that time, the conventional wisdom was only bolt guns or bolt action rifles were capable of sniper accuracy. So we're going to talk about optics. Another sniper who I reached out and talked to several years ago told me once that if you're going to buy a good rifle, don't cheap out on the optics. That's all I know about optics. There is a really long scientific explanation of scopes on Wikipedia. Suffice it to say, the better quality the optics, the better accuracy you will have. Ammunition. Again, this is not off the rack either, or out of the sporting goods store. The C3 sniper rifle fires the 7.62 NATO round, but the sniper is issued with match-grade ammunition. It's much better quality manufactured, to exacting standards, and rigorously tested to ensure quality control. Match ammo is far more accurate than the standard issue ammo. Hornady is one manufacturer of match-grade ammo. Now that I've bored you with technical details, there is a list of top snipers on the web. I've included a few here. And the first one I've included is a Canadian, Francis Pegamabau. He was a World War I sniper. He used the Ross rifle and was credited with 378 kills. The second one is Simo Simuna Haya. He was a Finnish sniper in World War II against the Red Army and was credited with 259 sniper kills. If you've seen Enemy at the Gates, you'll know who this one is. This is Vasily Zaitsev, a Soviet sniper at Stalingrad, credited with over 200 kills. Carlos Hathcock, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam, credited with 93 confirmed kills. A point to note, he also pioneered the use of the .50 caliber M2 heavy machine gun as a sniper weapon. And Chris Kyle, the American sniper, a United States Navy SEAL that may have had 255 sniper kills, but the official count is 160. The Red Army of World War II was an equal opportunity employer. Many women were trained as snipers and were very good at it. Here's three. Rosa Shanina, credited with 59 sniper kills. She was killed in action shielding a wounded comrade. Ludmila Pavlichenko, credited with 309 confirmed kills, making her the top woman sniper ever, and I would argue one of the top snipers ever, man or woman. And Klavdia Kalugina, she entered sniper school in 1943 at age 17. She had 28 confirmed kills and the youngest soldier admitted to sniper school at that time. There are 6 women listed on the top Red Army list of snipers. Women are as deadly as men can be. As you can see, the Red Army had a different view of combat-related employment of women in World War II. So to round everything out tonight, here's a couple of sniper pictures and captions. What you don't see can freaking kill you, that's for sure. I want to step in here with a few words about technology. I saw my first night vision scope in 1979, a Starlight scope it was known as. It was huge, and I think the battalion may have had maybe half a dozen. It was huge and weighed 6 pounds. It could be mounted on a rifle or an FNC2. So let's fast forward and see what we have today. Here are a couple of examples. They are now attached to helmets so the soldier can use it continuously at night. The advance in night vision is a game changer. When you can see at night and your enemy can't, it sucks to be your enemy. Thermal imagery is a real piece of tech that can detect and read heat. As humans, we emit significant heat signatures, and those thermal imagers can detect it. I was first exposed to one in 1992 or so, and it blew me away. The clarity was excellent. We watched a guy urinating into a bush. Yes, the stream of urine was quite evident. This model was huge and needed a tripod of its own, and it was noisy, but wow, we counted at least half a dozen deer in the distance. The difference between thermals and night vision is that night vision depends on ambient light at night, and the scope intensifies that ambient light, hence the name image intensification. Thermals use heat and cold to map out the image. Both are very useful, but both have their limitations as well. So to wrap it up, snipers are silent and deadly. At a range of over 3 kilometers with basically a rifle, albeit a highly refined one, we can see snipers can have a deadly effect on the battlefield. One well-placed shot can end one life, but that same shot may save several friendly lives. So guess what was playing on the TV when I went to record this? American Sniper. I've never seen the movie, but I'll have to watch it one day. I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of a thing that I like, and there's a few other things I got on the pipes and thinking about. And until then, one shot, one kill, without conscience, without remorse, and that's it for another perspective.